Jesus Christ. It's football season. Who cares?
I care.
Happy birthday, Ash.
Thanks.
We'll sing later.
I'm not.
Anyways, questions.
Patrick, the last two games you guys allowed a combined 6 points in the second half. Just what are you seeing from the team that is able to like make those necessary adjustments in the second half for you guys to play so well in the final 2 quarters?
One thing, the guys are doing a good job at halftime, coming in, recognizing what the team is trying to do in the first half, and really they and the coaches have done a great job of adjusting the game plan to attack whatever the strengths they had in the beginning part of the game, and the guys have had the discipline to stay with it throughout the second half. So that's been a positive, something to grow off of.
What kind of a role when you're making those adjustments at halftime, when you're trying to figure things out? What kind of role does veteran linebackers have in that? Having seen that,
there's a lot of feedback that goes on. Like, hey, what are you seeing? Do you remember this formation? Just a lot of communication between myself, the coaches, and the players. So whether it's veteran, some of the younger linebackers, you talk about the Patriots game. Tommy came in; he's a young linebacker. So it's really what they're seeing, and then can we get to where we want to get to? Can we take this away? It's just all about communication. It doesn't matter age or experience; it's just about communication.
Jamal, what have been your impressions of Jamal as he continues to play in this new role at linebacker?
The thing that stands out, he really enjoys the game of football. He's a competitor. I watched him from afar for a long time, but just to have him now within the system, he's disruptive as a blitzer. He's disruptive as a force player in the run game. He's disruptive in the underneath coverage in terms of just knowing how to match routes. So that's all been positive in terms of the football. And then I like being around him. At 46, I'm getting a little bit older. It's good to have guys you like to be around. I tell our guys all the time, I like our group. I like being around them. I enjoy being around the coaches, so it makes work, enjoyable.
Whether it's Jaden Daniels or Marcus Mariota at quarterback, what makes this Commanders offense? What stands out to you about this offense that makes it such a challenge?
Well, Coach Kingsbury, he does such a good job of putting, I would say, the intermediate defenders in conflict and the edge players in conflict. So that's like when I describe the offense, I'm sitting there like listen, you're going to be in the kitchen. If you're a hook player, you're going to be in the kitchen somehow, some way, whether it's eye candy, whether it's a run pass conflict, whether it's formationally. So they do a real good job with that. And then the fact that they have, a young quarterback who is dynamic, that has great poise and great control and can see things out there on the field, or Mariota, who's done it for a long time. And then you add the element of them being able to move. Then they start to pull those hook players, or they start to pull those edge players. It's just a lot of conflict going on while they have the vertical passing game too. It's tough.
Talk about that eye candy and how they like to move guys around. Deebo Samuel's obviously going to be one of those guys. They're going to use his eye candy. Just can you talk about his game and just kind of like how you believe he'll be used?
He's one of the elite offensive players in the league. Got a lot of respect for him because you look at it, and I'm always amazed at what these guys can do. They have him in all these different spots. Then the intellect and the intelligence needed to be able to execute that, and then to be able to make split-second decisions. And then on top of that, where he's at physically, being able to move and be able to break tackles because he's a receiver. He's good at that. When he catches the ball, he runs like a running back. He's compact like that. So I'm always amazed at how these guys are able to handle so much, and he's been doing it for a while.
Coach, can you talk about the development of Isaiah Polamalu?
Y'all ask me that every week. I loved him from day one. Okay. When he started tackling people, I loved him. Okay, so he started that, but he just developed into a leader. I thought, Chris Ash did a good job with him, helping him out when he was younger. Then we had GA last year, and GA really brought him along. He's had some really good coaches. He's had some really good mentors around him, whether it was Trayvon, whether it was Marcus Epps, Deron Harmon. He's been around some good ball players at that position that have some experience, and he's sort of like a sponge taking all that information in. And then now, he's older, has a kid. He's just maturing as a man, and you can see the command out there. I remember when he was younger, I said, safeties, you got to be kind of jerks in the meeting room sometimes. You got to be like, Pat, why are we doing this? Like, he would never do that. Now, Pat, hold on, go over that. What's this for? I'm like, there you go. Now you're a safety. I mean, they're just not, Logan Ryan, all those guys, they're just naturally jerks like that. But they got to be.
There was talk on the telecast about how the involvement of Tom Brady, talking to Chip, talking to you, I guess some texts back and forth. What has that involvement been like, and is that something that you welcome coming from a Tom Brady?
Thankfully for me, my career started, and Tom was the quarterback, and I'm thankful for everything he did. I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for Tom Brady. Period, point blank. All the games we won, all the advice I got from him just from practice. When I was a QC, they do a good job of making you step up to their level. So like that's my relationship with Tom in terms of he's made me better as a football coach. He's encouraged me when I've been down throughout my career. He's always reached out like that. So like, and I'm just thankful that I've been a part of his life, and thankful he's been a part of my life. I mean, he's the best to ever do it.
Does it take some getting used to that in his role now that he might reach out to you, or is that?
No, I was with him for 7 years. I mean, we're all close. We're won a lot of games together. We're all close.
Back to the game, you have a young running back to prepare for in Jacory Cross-Marriott. How do you see him and your approach to defending against him, especially with Austin Eckler now out of the game? Does it change the pace back?
When you look at it in Coach Kingsbury's offense, the backs are utilized to get. It's a downhill running game. You think about all the spread and stuff like that, but it's a downhill running game. So he's pretty good at hitting the second level pretty quick. So that's one thing we pointed out with the group, whether it's with the pullers, whether it's the zone scheme, but his ability to get downhill into the second level, which is a big part of their offense, is pretty impressive.
Is the skill set between Daniels and Mariota close enough that the preparation this week kind of stays the same, or you had to spend a little more time on Mariota just in case?
I don't want to sell either one of those players short. They're each individual, so my job is to be prepared for both of them, and then I give the players as much information that's needed. So I mean, they're different. I've never had a quarterback that's all the same. So I mean, they all, when you talk about two guys with the number 2 pick in the draft when they came out. So I mean, the skill sets, they're high. I'll put it that way, and then we got to adjust from there.
Patrick, a big story through camp is filling the void of Christian Wilkins. How are you seeing the defensive tackle room take shape?
They follow. I think they follow the leaders in the room. You have AB, who's like a pro's pro in terms of his approach and in terms of how he works his craft and his technique. Max in there, Jonah, all those guys, they work so well together. So again, next man up mentality, I would assume you have to ask them, but they just work so well together. They challenge each other on everything from, they're out there playing hoops, right, or whatever they're doing. They're always challenging each other. So I wouldn't expect anything more from them to just keep improving because of how they challenge one another.
Let's do one more, if any. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.